The 2024 core rulebooks will not be out in May, but was that always the plan?
How about no?
Last year at PAX Unplugged, Wizards of the Coast briefly posted graphics announcing that the 2024 D&D Core rulebooks would be released in May of this year. Wizards quickly pulled down the graphics and reached out to us and other sites who had reported on the announcement that it was actually an error. Now, in a video posted earlier this week, Jeremy Crawford spoke about the erroneous listing and confirmed that the books would not be out in May.
I was informed that apparently when we were on stage,
yes,
I guess a graphic appeared online that said that the core books were coming out like in May or something.
Yeah, bit of a surprise for you and I.
It was a huge surprise to me as the person who is the lead designer of the Player's Handbook.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm with you and as well as everyone watching this video, that is definitely not the release date. That was never the release date. In fact, we will still be working on the books in May.
Yeah.
Now, the new core rulebooks have driven a lot of speculation over the past year and a half, and a lot of folks have wondered how recent events at Hasbro impacted the book's release. Wizards announced back in summer 2022 that these core rulebooks would be out in 2024 for D&D's 50th anniversary, but the company has since had to deal with a self-inflicted OGL debacle, something that the D&D design team said impacted their playtest release timeline, along with recent job cuts across Hasbro. Those job cuts did impact both the D&D design team and the art teams at Wizards. So, was the core rulebooks coming out later this year always the plan, or was it the result of internal or external issues? Well, our guess is that if D&D's timeline shifted, it shifted early last year in the midst of the OGL debacle. More likely, a late 2024 release was always the plan, simply because of business reasons. Let's face it, we're probably going to get multiple versions of these core rulebooks. You know, your standard covers, your alternate covers, and probably some kind of premium edition. And the best time to ensure that these core rulebooks are a success is around the holiday season, so that, you know, the casual consumer, the ones looking for a gift for that D&D player in their life, can just make an easy purchase with the new shiny book on the shelf. Now, we will note that our guess of a October or November 2024 release is just speculation. We haven't heard any insider info or anything like that. But would anyone be surprised if these core rulebooks were targeted to come out to take advantage of the capitalist spending spree that is the holiday season? Plus, it's probably a good thing that the core rulebooks will be getting a few more months in the oven. As Jeremy Crawford said, they'll probably still be working on the core rulebooks in May. And while we're guessing that the 9th playtest is coming soon, we almost certainly won't be getting the 10th and allegedly final playtest until April at the earliest, which would have been 1 month before the book's supposed release, and far too late to actually implement any of the changes suggested from playtest feedback. When those May 2024 announcements got made and got passed along the internet, people freaked out because they're like, wait, we're still pretty deep in playtesting. We haven't even finished up with that. How can they playtest this thing and ask for our feedback and then incorporate all of that and still get these books out in May? It's impossible. And, you know, turns out it was impossible. And really, let's face it, we want to make sure that all the data that players are submitting for these surveys are actually incorporated into the final rule set. And that means that the D&D design team needs as much runway as they can to make sure they get things right, so that some of the big flaws of 5e, such as encounter building or balancing classes, might actually get addressed. In a perfect world, these core rulebooks wouldn't be coming out in 2024 at all. It kind of sucks that the 50th anniversary is this year, because really, we want these books to be done right. We want them to be done perfect. We don't want there to be a timeline for release. So, are you convinced that a later in 2024 release date was always the plan? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.